and today I finally got my hands on the Zord Ascension Project Asteroid Megazord. This was my favorite Megazord as a kid, and having one now as an adult, having a premium version of it is definitely something that I look forward to. We can take a look at the main ship. We have to take a look at the accessories. It comes with a number of accessories. We'll start off with the shuttle here. So the shuttle is actually pretty cool. I actually really like the shuttle. It was always my favorite part, and then obviously it can transform into the head of the asteroid megaship. It's made out of this plastic that's pretty good. Now on my copy, I don't know if it's supposed to latch in, but it doesn't seem to want to. There's no real mechanic to latch it in here. There's these spots right here, but I think these are more for the back of connecting. It doesn't really lock in very well. And then you have the shuttle part. Now these actually come in the box separately, and you just attach them just like so. For the shuttle mode, you just want to attach it just like that. And now you have the shuttle as it was seen when it left Earth, going into space, and as it entered space, this part would pop off. So you have that part of accessory. You then come with a set of hands, and you have two fist hands, which can hold the gun, and the sword. I believe the sword should pop in there. You might have to loosen it up a little bit, but the sword will kind of fit in there. It doesn't fit. And then you have these open hands. Unfortunately, I would have preferred if they gave him articulated hands, but I guess I'm okay with this kind of articulation. I think for the original price tag, that was $150. I feel like they could have at least given us an articulated hand instead of giving us these swappable hands, but it is what it is. The next pair of accessories we have is the shield, and we have the sword. Shield attaches to the back, and you just rotate it, and it clocks in just like that. So you have the shield. Then you have this part right here, which can go to the hand pretty easily. And then just push it down. Just want to close that down, push it, and then turn it. And then you can lock it in place just like so. To attach the shield to the back, you just want to kind of open these up right here. There are some slots, and you just want to turn it. And it should, you have to make sure these are lined up properly, and you can see these right here go right here, and it just kind of plugs in. It's a little difficult to plug in, but it is doable. Just gotta find the right angle, and you hear it click. It's now in. Now you can store the shield when he is in shuttle mode. And then the last thing we have here is the sword. It's painted well enough. It looks pretty cool. It's nice and long. I do like the sword. It's a pretty cool sword. And of course, before I can forget, we have the figures, which are sculpted good enough, I guess. They appear to be the asteroid rangers, but as you can see, they're pretty small. Nothing too much to right. It's cool that they include them. Nothing really that's really needed. One thing I did forget to show you guys in my last video when I talked about this was the inside of the box here. So this is the inside of the box, and then you can see the cover and all that. If you want me to look at the box, you guys can see that in the what's in the box. So you do have these guns that rotate for the most part 360. You have the tail fins, which go up and down. It's part of transformation. They are down inside the box for space, and you can angle them, upwards. You can angle them pretty much whatever way you like. You do have the sides here. Another thing you can do is you can take these, and they will attach to the side just like that. And these marks are also, if we were going to get the Delta Megaship, which would make the ultimate form of this guy, which unfortunately I don't think we're going to get now. And then you have the backside, which I'm not sure why, but this is like really loose. It doesn't want to, like, see how that one is, but then that one, it kind of stays, I guess. Kind of a letdown, but this is one of those Zords that I would probably flip back to being like in shuttle mode, displaying it, and then having it in robot mode. Let's go ahead and let's get this guy transformed, because for the most part, there's nothing else really. It does have wheels. He does roll, so that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and get the Astro Megaship transformed. All right, to start off, turn the guns inward. You want to then grab the shuttle legs, or the front of the shuttle, and you want to move them open like this. Now, you can leave this attached, but you're supposed to technically take it out. So, in the show, this would come flying out. The next thing you want to do is you want to detach this, which is already kind of come undone for some reason. So you want to attach the shield. Next thing you want to do, unattach the arms. They're on these little pegs that are attached to the legs, to which then you can then extend the legs out, just like so. You want to bring the legs inwards. The best way to do this is to lift this up. You want to pivot the leg and twist it. Just like that. You want to do like a twisting motion. And then you want to bring the leg, and then this turns. And there you have the leg. You want to do the same thing over here. You want to kind of twist it this way. That's right. Down, and then like that. It's a little different than the original toy. The original toy, you just folded it straight down. If you try pulling it face down like that, you're going to break it. Then you want to just close those. Lift the figure up. You want to bring these around. That'll make a skirt. Bring these around. Lock in. Push down like this, and it locks into place. You want to push this down, and then you want to rotate the fist. And these are closed fists that have no opening. And then you want to do the same thing over here. Close, lock, and then twist. And then the last thing you want to do is you want to get the shuttle. You want to take the shuttle, and it's going to plug in right here. You want to kind of do like this sliding motion. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a sliding motion. Plug it in, and then it's going to click in right there. And then you're going to take the head, and it should plug in. There's a host, and there's a tab. And it should, and there you have him transformed. We have the asteroid Megaship completely transformed. He's a beauty. Let's take a look at him. For the most part, he is... I'm a little disappointed that these do not lock in, and I think the reason they don't is for the butterfly. So he has a butterfly, but can move his arms up. So I'll give you guys arm. See how they just kind of move. I don't really like that. He does have an ab crunch, which is cool. He also has waist rotation, pull, ratchet it 360 on the arms. He does have, you know, can move his arm like that. The other thing that I forgot that you can do is you want to go back here and you can close this up, and that will close up the feet. I don't know if there is, it doesn't look like there's anything, like it looks like it should lock in, but there's nothing. So that is kind of disappointing. It's kind of disappointing. We'll get a zoom in here on the head. You can see here on the head sculpt, he can tilt his head, he can look upwards, he can look somewhat downwards, and you can turn the head a full 360. Now let's take a look at the legs. And the legs here, if you move the skirt out of the way, which unfortunately that comes up, but you can bring his leg all the way up just like that. And he does have a pivot, so you can do that. And then just ratchet it. You do have that. You can bring his leg down like that. He has no ankle tilts. No ankle tilts whatsoever. I'm a little disappointed that they didn't add an ankle tilt. For the price of $150 that this originally retailed at, I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get that. And then you have, there's no electronic sounds or anything like that, but it has a lot of good detail. There's a lot of detail on the chest here I really like. You can move the fist. You just want to twist it like this, and it should just pop out. And you have that little nub right there. You want to bring in the open fist ones and kind of twist it and do the same thing on that one. And then you want to plug it in. You take the shield like before, and it will plug into his hand. It'll kind of plug in. It's really tight, and there you go. So now you can have the shield. You can move it. You can do that for more articulation, but it does break up the transformation a bit. So that's a little unfortunate that he doesn't have any. I feel like he has way more limited and then this one is really tight. This is really tight. So I mean, he has, I feel like, a little less articulation than the ZAP Megazord hat. And then the sword, you can get the sword in there, but it is extremely tight, and I am not going to force it. So I feel like you need to use some heat to heat this up, and I'm a little disappointed the sword doesn't easily go in there. You would have to just heat this up to be able to slide this on here, and I feel like once you slide this on here, you're not getting it off. Yeah, I'm not really all that impressed. And he does have that, which, I mean, I guess is a thing. And then you do have a bicep rotation, which can go 360. He does seem to somewhat get confused dog look all the time. Let's start comparing him to other figures. He is next to the Dino Megazord, which is also from the Zord Ascension project. And what's super surprising is how much taller the Astro Megazord is. He's significantly taller. That is kind of crazy. And then here he is next to the Legacy, which is a little dusty because I just pulled him off my shelf. Legacy Thunder Megazord. This is the original leg from the Legacy line before Hasbro had the license. So you guys can see how those two compare up. He's significantly taller. It's one of those things where I've realized now he's not going to fit on my shelf like that. Here he is next to a third-party Masterpiece. So you guys can see how that lines up. And then there he is next to Zero One. So he is significantly bigger than most figures.
A few moments later.
Overall, guys, I'm happy with this figure. Mostly happy because I finally have an Astro Megaship in my collection. Some of his posability is kind of, I feel like, a little limited. I feel like I wish there was more articulation when it came to the ankles. He has zero ankle articulation. He has zero ankle. He has no. There's nothing in the toes. The knees are not that great. They are on ratchets. It does limit his posability. I do kind of wish that they did something different with the hip skirts. I don't like the hip skirts, especially when you need to move them back. And then he has zero articulation going backwards. And I also don't like this. I don't like how this literally doesn't connect whatsoever. There's no connectivity. There's no locking. There's nothing to lock that in, which is super frustrating. I probably end up displaying this mostly probably in his ship form, which is okay. It's completely okay. The fact that I can flip them back and forth, and it is a very simple transformation, so I do enjoy that. Yeah, guys, but overall, I give this a solid rating. It's not really what I expected. I did expect a little bit more out of it. The shield and sword is a nice touch. I do wish that the hands were a bit more looser so that you can get the sword in without forcing it. That's about as best as I can do without forcing it in there and either ripping the paint, which is what I feel is going to happen. Eventually the paint's going to rip off. Let me know what you guys think in the descriptions down below. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed watching this video, check out this one right over here. And as always, guys, until next time.